Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into Vader's search for answers on who hid Luke Skywalker from him. And it does get pretty crazy, so stick around to the end. But before we begin, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, following the Falcon's escape, Vader took a shuttle with several Death Troopers and a forensics droid named Z-67 with him, on a mission to learn who had hidden his son from him. After modifying Zed's motivator, he took the shuttle to Tatooine. There, he met with Lieutenant Ardo Banch and his stormtroopers. Vader went on to the Lars moisture farm to search for clues about Luke Skywalker's early life. Vader also reminisced about the attempt to rescue his mother and her funeral. Vader was informed by Lieutenant Banch of several transmissions, but came under attack by gangsters who wanted his shuttle. Vader and his Death Troopers killed the gangsters before he took his shuttle to Coruscant and returned to Padme's apartment. There, Z-67 discovered that someone had planted a scout transmitter, which led to Vendaxa. At some point, Vader also returned to the Imperial Palace and met with Palpatine, who ordered him to hunt down the remnants of the rebel fleet while it was scattered, believing he may be the only officer in the Empire who could lead such a hunt despite it interrupting his quest to find his son. Unwilling to abandon that search, Vader instead proposed they give the mission to Tarkin's protege, Elian Zara. Contacting her via hologram, Vader granted her permission to return to active duty and try to redeem herself for her past failure under Tarkin, making it clear she had no room to fail him and the Emperor. Shortly after the Falcon's escape and its vital role in the battle at Rendezvous Point Delta III, Vader chastised Zara for attempting to destroy the vessel during the engagement, stating that while Leia Organa would have been an acceptable casualty, another passenger was of value to him. Vader further threatened consequence of Zara should she report further of partial successes before dismissing her. Before journeying to Vendaxa, the Sith Lord traveled to a cantina and confronted a man who claimed to be his son, Luke Skywalker. Vader quickly found that the man was a liar, telling him that it did not matter who the man was, because by tomorrow, no one would remember that he ever lived. Vader then killed the imposter, and told the people who were about to hire him that he would let them live. That way, there would be witnesses for what the man had done. The Sith then stated that whoever claimed the name of Luke Skywalker would also claim the crimes he had committed against the Empire. After leaving the cantina, Vader admonished the Imperial officer who had given him the information on the alleged Luke Skywalker, telling him his information was worthless and that he had simply wasted his time. When Luke Skywalker met Verla on Sorelia, she told him about Order 66 and the Imperial Inquisitors, describing Vader as pure, true evil. Shortly thereafter, she discovered through the Force that Vader was Luke's father, but Luke proved to her that he was not like his father. Before Vader continued his personal mission, he felt through the Force, during a conversation with Zara, that the trap he had placed within the Jedi outpost on Tempest had been activated. He ordered his pilot to set course for Tempest, but when he arrived there, he found nothing but the spirit of the Grand Inquisitor, who had recently been defeated by Luke Skywalker. When asked by the Grand Inquisitor if he would ever be freed from Vader's service, the Sith Lord refused to do so, saying that the Inquisitor was merely a tool for him. Vader then abandoned his cursed servant, who was slowly engulfed by the ghostly flames around his body. Upon arriving on Vendaxa, Vader was confronted by Padme Amidala. Amidala, revealed to be the former Naboo royal handmaiden Sabe, was briefly choked by Vader, before they came under attack by several Vendaxan land squids. Together, they eliminated the squids, allowing Sabe to give her slain soldiers a proper burial. Sabe also revealed her true motives, to investigate the death of her former queen. Vader agreed to assist her in her mission, so long as she obeyed him. Following Sabe's guidance, Vader returned to the planet of Naboo to retrieve security recordings stolen from Padme's quarters on Coruscant. Upon entering the Nabiri Lake Retreat, they were met by Gregor Typho and Tonra, who agreed to help them retrieve the stolen recordings. Taking a submarine, 4 of them left for the recording's location, while Sabe expressed regret at her inability to save Padme or Anakin Skywalker's mother. After surviving an attack by a Kolo clawfish, they reached their destination and found the recordings, which showed Sabe forming the Amidalans and swearing to find and destroy their queen's murderers. She then accused Vader of murdering Padme himself, to which Vader said he did before attacking the Amidalans. However, the fight was quickly interrupted by a Sando Aqua monster, which attacked Vader and allowed the Amidalans to escape. After slaying the monster along with his death troopers, Vader found the rest of the Amidalans in the jungles of Naboo, where they were led into battle by Rick Ole. In the Battle of Padme's tomb, Vader and his death troopers eliminated most of the Amidalans and incapacitated Ole, before moving to their next destination, the tomb of Padme Amidala. But before they could enter the tomb, they were surrounded by Sabe and other members of the Amidalans' surviving handmaidens, Irte, Rabe, Tonsort, Sashay, and Dorme. The handmaidens fought bravely, but they were easily defeated by Vader, who then opened the door to Padme's tomb. In truth, the handmaidens had known they would be unable to defeat the Sith Lord, but instead made sure that Irte could trap into his armor with her staff. Doing so got Irte an incomplete set of code, which the handmaidens hoped would one day get them the Executor's self-destruct codes. In the meantime, unaware of Irte's success and ignoring Sabe's protests, Vader proceeded into the tomb and allowed Z-67 to scan Padme's sarcophagus. The droid then discovered a med implant, which he traced back to the asteroid field Polis Massa. Upon reaching the asteroid field, they entered the Polis Massa base and uncovered data that Padme had been flown to the base by Obi-Wan Kenobi in an attempt to save her life. However, Vader and his forces were then attacked once more by the Amidalans, who he managed to defeat once and for all. Along with Z-67, Vader entered the base's maternity ward and allowed the droid to access the memory bank of a damaged Kroon Tan-B machine. He then watched a recording of Padme speaking with Obi-Wan in her final moments of life. When Z-67 commented that Obi-Wan must have been important to her, Vader promptly destroyed the droid in 1/13 of a second. The recording then ended with Padme stating that she knew there was still good in Vader, leaving the Sith to mull over his wife's last words. After learning of Vader's personal mission, the Emperor summoned his apprentice to the Imperial Palace, where he sensed his apprentice was filled with mourning instead of hate. Intending to reteach him the dark side, Sidious began to torture him with Force lightning. Vader fought back against his master, but was overwhelmed again by 2 Royal Red Guards, led by Masameda. While Vader did manage to choke the 3 of them with the Force, he in turn was then choked by the Emperor, who mocked the Jedi title of Chosen One, before telling Vader to forget everything from his past and ravaging his body, leaving him with only one of his hands intact. The Emperor then brought his apprentice to Mustafar, and left him on the very shore where Obi-Wan had left him at the end of their duel. The Emperor instructed Vader to rebuild himself without using the Force, before leaving with Masameda. Remembering how Obi-Wan had left him on the same shore, and how he later cut the Jedi Master down on the Death Star, then picturing Sidious in Obi-Wan's place in the latter memory, Vader resolved to crawl from the shore towards the facility where he murdered the Separatist leaders years before, remembering the time his master had sent him to the base to wipe out the Separatist leadership. Promising himself that he would bring suffering to the Emperor when he recovered, and spotting a figure laughing at him in the distance, he entered the base, and, after spotting the corpse of Newt Gunray and remembering his actions against the Separatists and the Jedi younglings alike, found a few Muse droids, which he rewired to weld old battle droid limbs to his body. However, he was then confronted by the figure he had seen, Ochi of Bestun, a Sith assassin sent by the Emperor to test his apprentice. With his new limbs, Vader fought the assassin and bested him. He then demanded to know what his master's greater plan was, before being interrupted by a distant voice. Vader followed the voice into a cave, which Ochi tapped him inside of after stealing his lightsaber. As Vader fought his way through the cave, the voice taunted him with riddles about what he wanted and who he truly was. Eventually, Vader reached the source of the voice, an ancient being known as the Eye of Lebish Bog. Vader demanded the answers to his questions about his master, to which the Eye granted him a Sith Wayfinder. So what'd you guys think of what ultimately happened to Vader on Mustafar for a second time, but by Sidious this time instead of Obi-Wan? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.